Well, here we are again, together again. Good for you showing up to increase those skills. Only you can make a difference in your skills and knowledge. I'm so proud to see that you keep coming back for more. That tells me two things. One is that you're getting value from this channel, and two is that the information is working for you. You're not just listening, you're implementing. And that's what makes the difference in your life and your person with dementia. You are the best, and you keep trying your best, and that's all anyone can ask. Here at Answers About Alzheimer's, we expose dementia for what it is. It can be beautiful and loving, and it can be ugly and cruel. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Type in the chat, I know. The ups and downs of this incredibly difficult path. But we do it out of love and dedication for those we care for. We had no idea what was coming. But as the days go by, we keep our chin up and we figure it out. That's why we stay so committed. Those with dementia are counting on us to assist them in any way possible because they can't do it themselves. We must be their hero. We are their safety net. Believe me, I know where you're coming from. I know what the good days feel like, and I know what the days feel like when you could hang yourself from a tree. I mean, come on, we're working with brain damage here. There is nothing easy about that. Am I right? Yeah, you know I'm right. But that's why we're here, and that's why we're together. We are stronger together. I'm Debra Costu, or Debra Dementia, as some people call me. Do you like that, Debra Dementia? If so, type that in the chat box, Debra Dementia. All right, today we're going to continue our series on the 7 stages of dementia. It's worth repeating that these 7 stages are referring to Alzheimer's disease in particular. There are over 100 different types of dementia, and Alzheimer's is the most common. Approximately 60 to 80% of people with dementia have Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is the only one that tends to take a fairly predictable path through the brain, and therefore we can label the stages and they are predictable. But we really can't for other dementias. In case you're confused, as most people, even many medical professionals, are confused about this, dementia is a symptom and Alzheimer's is a disease. Many diseases have dementia as a symptom, like vascular dementia, Lewy body dementia, frontotemporal, Parkinson's, and more. They all have dementia as a symptom of the disease. So today we're talking about stage 6, which is considered severe decline. That kind of says it all. Caregiving at this point is really becoming challenging. It's really becoming quite a struggle for family members or for medical professionals for that matter. And a person in stage 6 is no longer going to recognize their spouse or their children. They might be living so far in the past that when they look at their spouse, they're actually looking for a younger version of that person. They could also think that their spouse is one of their parents. So they might think that their wife is their mother or that their daughter is their mother. And that is normal. Try not to let these mistaken identity issues upset you because they can't help it. Just try to remember that they are at least recognizing you as a loving person who is in their life. When we look at stage 6 and the deterioration of their abilities to perform personal hygiene tasks and activities of daily living, typically this person cannot choose their clothing or get dressed by themselves. They may put items on in the wrong order, or maybe put their shirts or pants on backward or inside out. Their shoes might be on the wrong feet. When it comes to taking a shower, They will still need some assistance with bathing and typically cannot control the water temperature. So this can be a big safety issue. They may burn themselves. When it comes to toileting is a very complicated task, and they may not be able to manipulate their clothing. They may not be able to use toilet paper effectively or know where to dispose of the toilet paper after they've used it. So again, toileting is a very, very complicated task. They also are probably incontinent, both urinary and bowel incontinent at this time. I would highly recommend 2-hour toilet reminders. This can be particularly helpful if the person is prone to skin breakdown. So just take them to the toilet every 2 hours and have them try to go to the bathroom. When a person with dementia is incontinent, it's a good idea to keep chucks or pads in the bed and on any surfaces like chairs that they may be sitting on so that they don't get feces or urine on your furniture. During stage 6, the person will have more difficulty feeding themselves. You may need to chop up the food much smaller, maybe even start feeding softer foods and go to finger foods for independence. When we talk about their recall, they are unable to recall their personal history. Things like where they went to school and that they cannot typically count backwards from 10 by ones. Yeah. And language is also really becoming a treacherous problem now. They may be using made-up words. They can't complete sentences. Communication at stage 6 is significantly difficult. And in the course that I teach, we spend a great deal of time learning about how to communicate in these later stages when it means the most. At this stage, they no longer know their address or their phone number. So as you can see, this is definitely more severe decline in stage 6. Safety can become a problem, especially if your person with dementia is starting to wander. And they may have very big changes in their sleeping patterns. They may be up all night or sleeping during the day, sleeping for longer hours. And this person can also be having personality changes and might also be suffering from hallucinations that can be particularly difficult to manage. And I cover that extensively in my course, the Certified Master Dementia Strategist course. People with Alzheimer's in stage 6 may start becoming violent or have verbal outbursts of anger due to frustration, embarrassment, and fear. They often fear being alone, and they have trouble knowing what they should be doing. This can also result in rummaging, and if they are having trouble navigating their environment, they might be pacing. Pacing means they are trying to disengage from their surroundings. Again, all of this is covered in the course and how to manage it. There is a lot of fear associated with dementia. Now, let's talk about some things that can be very helpful for the person with dementia. When they are in stage 6, music can be very, very soothing. But of course, we want to make sure that it is music that they enjoy and not necessarily from a younger era. So incorporate music as much as you can. Offer them something to hold. This can provide a sense of security for the person with cognitive decline. Remember, in most cases, these people are very, very fearful. So giving them something to hold can be very comforting for them. The last thing I want to talk about is that the person in stage 6 is probably going to start having some weight loss because they're going to be having problems with eating and swallowing. They might start showing issues with swallowing. They could also be more prone to medical conditions like pneumonia, and they're not walking around as much. Other medical conditions can include skin infections and UTIs. So stage 6 is really when you're going to notice severe decline in your loved one or the people that you're working with in a nursing home or a memory care unit. It is so vital that we as the primary caregivers try to support the person in maintaining their dignity as much as possible from now until the end of life. These people feel very lonely and they're very afraid. So keep that in mind when they're having a behavior. That means that they're having a problem. That means that something is bothering them and they need comforting and they need us to solve that problem for them. People with dementia who are in stage 6 are dependent on someone else for their survival. And if that's you, you need to remember that you need to take this position very, very seriously. That person with dementia is counting on you, and so am I. I'm here for you, and I always will be. I highly, highly recommend that you go to my website, answersabout.alz.org, and check out the Certified Master Dementia Strategist course. It will save your life, as it has countless other caregivers all over the globe. It has a 100% money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to lose, but you have everything to gain. So again, you can book a call with me through my website, answersabout.alz.org, and I also have all the links for you down below. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.